Hi, and welcome to a new video with Athena Quant. Today, we're going to talk about a really fundamental challenge in investing, and that's moving beyond just chasing the highest returns. We're going to dive deep into the world of trade-offs and show you how to manage them like a pro, using a powerful idea called multi-objective optimization. You know the dream, right? The absolute highest returns possible with the lowest risk imaginable, and of course, zero costs chewing away at your gains. It's the holy grail. But we all know that's not how the real world works. Usually, when you push hard on one of these, the others start to give. So the real question becomes, how do you even begin to navigate that conflict? And that really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. We're not looking for some magic one-size-fits-all portfolio. That just doesn't exist. What we're actually looking for is a smarter framework, one that gives us a whole menu of the best possible choices. Each one represents a different but equally smart trade-off. So let's break down why chasing just a single goal, like only focusing on returns, can be such a flawed strategy. Well, it's because it makes you blind to all the hidden costs and consequences that are tagging along for the ride. Think of it like this. As single-goal approach is like trying to drive across the country by just flooring the gas pedal. You're not thinking about speeding tickets or how much fuel you're burning or the wear and tear on your engine. The multi-objective approach, though, that's like using a smart GPS. It shows you all the options. The fastest route, sure, but also the most fuel-efficient one or the one that avoids tolls. It gets that best really depends on what you care about most. And here's where it gets really interesting in the real world. Just look at this high-return portfolio. On paper, a 20% gross return, that looks fantastic. But to get there, the strategy had a whopping 500% annual turnover. That's a ton of trading. And all that buying and selling isn't free. After you factor in a 3% hit from transaction costs, the net return suddenly drops to 17%. Meanwhile, the moderate portfolio made 15%, but its turnover was tiny, just 50%. So its costs were minimal, leaving a net return of 14.7%. Suddenly, the choice isn't so clear-cut, is it? So how do we solve this puzzle systematically? Well, this leads us to a really elegant concept from the world of economics called Pareto optimality. This is the framework that's going to let us make sense of all these complicated trade-offs. A solution is considered Pareto optimal if it's perfectly efficient. You have squeezed every single drop of performance out of it. It's at a point where you simply cannot improve one thing, say, get more return, without having to give something else up, like taking on a bit more risk. Basically, there's no free lunch anymore. Let's actually visualize this. On this chart, we've got risk along the bottom and return going up the side. Those points, A, B, and C, they each represent a different Pareto optimal portfolio. A is your low-risk, low-return option. C is your high-risk, high-return play. B is somewhere in between. And here's the key. None of them is absolutely better than the others. They're just different, equally valid choices that live on the edge of possibility. This is your menu of champions. Okay, now let's add another point. Point D. See where it is? It's hanging out inside that edge. Now, for the same amount of risk as portfolio B, it's delivering a lower return. That means point D is just inefficient. It's a suboptimal choice because a clearly better option exists right there on the line. This shows us the concept of dominance. We say that portfolio B dominates portfolio D. Why on earth would you ever choose D when you could have B, which gives you a higher return for the exact same amount of risk? You wouldn't. And the whole goal of multi-objective optimization is to automatically filter out all of these dominated solutions, leaving you with only the best of the best choices on that frontier. All right, that two-dimensional model is perfect for getting the theory down. But let's bring it into the real world, where we're always juggling more than just risk and return. Let's bring back that all-important third factor, transaction costs. So now our problem is really three-dimensional. We're trying to maximize our return while also minimizing our risk and minimizing our portfolio turnover, because we know high turnover means high costs that just eat away our profits. And believe me, these three goals are constantly in a tug-of-war with each other. And this slide right here shows just how huge of a difference this makes. When you build a model and you forget to tell it about turnover costs, it might suggest a strategy with a crazy 500% turnover. It looks great in a spreadsheet, but the moment you tell the model that every trade has a cost, it finds a much smarter path, one that still gives you great performance, but with only 50% turnover. This is what separates a theoretical fantasy from a practical, profitable strategy. So we've used our framework to generate this whole set of optimal portfolios, the Pareto frontier. But this leaves us with one last really important question. How do you actually choose the one that's right for you? See, the goal isn't to find a single answer, but to have a smart process for making your choice. So here are 3 practical ways to do it. First, you could use a tiebreaker. Of all the optimal choices, maybe you pick the one with the highest Sharpe ratio, which is a great measure of risk-adjusted return. Second, you can simply pick based on your personal comfort level with risk. If you're conservative, you'll lean towards one end of the frontier. If you're aggressive, you'll go to the other. And third, you can run tests. See how these different optimal portfolios would have performed in different scenarios, like a recession or a bull market, and then choose the one that's the most robust. So we've gone from this simple but kind of flawed, single goal way of thinking to a really sophisticated framework that embraces the reality of trade-offs. It doesn't give you one magic answer. Instead, it gives you something much more powerful, the best possible set of answers. It empowers you to make a conscious, informed decision. And that brings us to the final and most important question of all, one that only you can answer. What trade-offs are you willing to make to reach your goals?